Good afternoon and a very warm welcome indeed. This, of course, is Peter Sanders speaking to you, and thanks very much for making a date with me on my YouTube channel, which is free to air, which is, of course, Peter's Racing Tips. We're on the 30th of January. It's the penultimate day of the month, which has been a fantastic month, stacked with winners and some huge prize wins at that. But I aim to finish it off in style. No, I aim to finish it off in scintillating style with a fantastic betting day on Tuesday, the 31st of January. So with no more ado, let me tell you what the itinerary it is, and it's, well, what it is, and I'm really going to give you a chance to get yourselves made up, as they say, for the year ahead. Well, we're moving into February and then March around the corner with Cheltenham on the horizon, and I'll be telling you all about my Cheltenham itinerary as well in the near future, where I've got something very, very exciting lined up. But more to the point, let's finish this month off with a bang, shall we? I've got 3 free bets for you, 3 of them coming up in just one moment. I've got a really big bet lined up at Lingfield on a horse which is running in a handicap for the first time, which is going to take a lot of beating, stepping up in trip and sure to go close. I think it'll win, no doubt about that. I've also got one at Newcastle, which should be a big price, 8, 10 to 1 to your money, on a horse I've had my eye on for some time, and it's running in the right grade and looks like something to bet on for sure as well. And to finish it off, 3 of these very, very strong bets indeed. I've got a horse at Southwell tonight, trained by an old friend of mine from a long time ago, who I was going to have a racehorse with. I never quite did, but he was on my A-list of people to be with. A very, very shrewd trainer indeed. He's got one running tonight at Southwell, and I think that we're going for a touch with that. I really do, and I'm on it big time as well. So that's 3 bets all coming up in free time for you, in freestyle to you in just one moment. All 3 of them free of charge. Now then, the final opportunity to get on one of my amazing Snowball Compendium of bets. I've got a massive, massive afternoon lined up and evening lined up for you tomorrow on the Snowball line. It's a one-off opportunity now because it is drawing to a close. I'm only dealing with my top tier clients on the Snowball bets and the Monday Madness bets and my dark horses and my Irish horses. And I'm talking about Irish horses in particular now as well. Let me tell you what the itinerary is if you want to get yourselves a slice of the action for the final day of the month on a Snowball taster bet, which is aimed to absolutely burn the bookies big time. I've got a horse running, and I can tell you tomorrow at Limerick, which is from my absolute tip-top sources. It's the same source that brought you 100% weekend last weekend with the GAVIN Cromwell 2 horses, which both absolutely bolted up, 7 to 1 and 6 to 1, and also on New Year's Day when they're tipped to horse trained by Cromwell, which backed in from 5 to 1 to 2 to 1, which won as well. Well, I've got another one lined up tomorrow, I can tell you, and it's for my Snowball clients only, my top tier clients, my clients who are my absolute loyal and absolute prime candidates to get another big touch tomorrow. I can't tell you any more than that. All I can tell you is this horse is expected to land a big gamble, just like my other horses from Ireland, what I've just mentioned to you, trained by Gavin Cromwell, and I can tell you I'll be disappointed if it doesn't win. So that's coming up on the Snowball line if you want it, but it's not the only one. Listen to this. Just listen to mouth-watering prospects you've got here. I've also got a bet at POSSE, and I've also got a bet at Southwell, and both of them I'd rate as strong as I can possibly release. And I can't release them on open line, but I can release them as Snowball bets, and they're going to be thrown in for good measure. One's at POSSE on a horse I think is absolutely set up perfect for the race, and the other one's at Southwell on a horse which is, again, absolutely perfectly pitched and ready to win. It's all fell right. Sometimes they fall wrong, sometimes they fall right, these horses, and although it's an ordinary Tuesday's action, it's all fell symmetrically, perfectly. It's absolutely in pitch perfect synchronicity, and I think the lot's going in. I really fancy my chances here, and I'm going for it. You know, when you really fancy something, you've got to put your money where your mouth is, and you've got to go for it, and that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And I've told you 3 Snowball bets, POSSE, Southwell, and that Limerick Jobhorse, the Limerick Jobhorse, and I've never told you wrong from this source. I've given you 3 bets, 3 winners, 6 to 1, 7 to 1, and 5 to 1 into 2 to 1, and there's another tomorrow. I've also got a straight on the nose maximum bet And I can tell you when I've gone maximum, 8 out of 11 have won. 8 out of 11 have won. And I can tell you this one's going at Newcastle tomorrow as well. And I'm putting that in for good measure. I could charge a tenner each. I'm charging 4 for a tenner, and you can get all 4 on my Snowball Full Attack last day of the month line. And what you do is pay the tenner, and then you just email petersracingtips@gmail.com, and the 4 bets are sent back to you, no problems at all. Once the payment's been married up, you get the 4 bets. So you're going to get your 4 bets, you're going to get a straight maximum win bet at Newcastle, 8 out of 11 winners. You're going to get one of those Irish job horses, and remember during January, I've had a 33 to 1, a 25 to 1, a 20 to 1. One of the 20 to 1s, Carbon King, was backed in from 20 to 1 to 9 to 4. Now this horse tomorrow is expected to be a real big price, running at Limerick, and I can tell you the money is on. My money's on for sure, and the right money's going to be on, and I think it'll win. Big gamble for the right people, and it's from Ireland, where you know I've tipped so many winners, and that's going in part of this consortium bet. It's a consortium bet. POSSE, Limerick, Sullow and Newcastle. One from each track, north, south, east and west, whichever you want to call it. 4 for a tenner. I tell you, 4 for a tenner. I could charge a tenner each, but I'm giving you 4 for a tenner to finish the month off as I started it. I started the month off with a 200 to 1 free treble. I aim to beat that into smithereens with this bet tomorrow. All going to be big prices, and all got outstanding chances. 4 for a tenner, bank to bank. There's no PayPal, there's no other way of paying. It's bank to bank, you to me to you, the Chuckle Brothers, and get yourselves 4 for a tenner. Finish the month how we started it, with an absolute monster plunge, 200 to 1 treble. I'm going in big time tomorrow, but I'm going to give you a big treble now as well, free of charge. So you know what to do to get the snowballs. Don't mess about, don't think about it. Put your money where your mind is. You know how many winners I tip. You know how well the horses run, big price ones. You know what it's all about. I have to win for my clients. There's no middle to it. There's no bad luck, bad draw, ground. I have to win. Okay? 4 for a tenner, Snowball Bets, petersracingtips@gmail.com. Pay the tenner first, and your bets will be sent to you. Job done. Big day to finish the end of the month as we move into February, and you've got yourself set up then for Cheltenham, which I've got something ultra special to tell you about. You're going to love that. Right, with no more ado, let me give you these 3 bets now. Now, these are 3 bets. They're down to Larkin. They're down to absolutely nothing at all. They're gratuitous, and they are yours for nothing, as they say. First of all, I'm going to take you to the meeting at Newcastle for the 345. I'm just going to get that up on my screen here. The 345s. It's a handicap chase. Now, this horse I like very much indeed. It's number 4. It's called 4th of July. It's trained by R. Mike Smith. R. Mike Smith. Not a name to be conjured with, but he's all right, Mike Smith. And Ryan Mania, well, of course, he's a good jockey, and he rides number 4, 4th of July. Mania rode it last time out. He's rode it twice previously recently, and I think this horse is just about ready to pop up. It's been dropped in the weights. The handicap has given a real good chance, running off a mark of 85. That looks fairly slung in to me, to be honest with you. And I think this 4th of July is going to take the world a beating, I really do. Ran well last time, up with 5th of 10 in a 0 to 100 at Newcastle. It was a good run, but the horse has had a bit of time off the track. It's only ran twice in the last 7 months or something. So it ran in November, ran in December. It's ready now. It's ready now. It's been off 6 months, had 2 runs, took his time with it, R. Mike Smith, and it's ready. It's ready. That's all I'm going to tell you. It is ready. Number 4, 4th of July. Last time up ran well, and 5th of 10 behind a horse called Ritson. The ground conditions are going to be perfect for it tomorrow. It looks all over a winner to me, and it'll be a decent price. Probably, you know, I don't know what prices have come out so far. 11 runners go to post. I've got this message on nice and early for you. Should be 6 or 7 to 1, and that looks absolutely tip-top, first-class value to me. Don't miss it. It's number 4, 4th of July. Let me just get myself comfortable here. The 4th of July. And there we go, that's your first bet of the day, no conferring. That is your starter for 10, the old Bamba Gascoigne there. Now then, shift over to Lingfield, and then we'll go to Southall for this one, trained by my old pal, who's a really shrewd trainer indeed. Well, go to Lingfield for the 410, And horses had 3 proverbial runs to get a handicap mark, and I think this horse will pop up and win. I really do. The horse is number 1. It's called Jet Smart, trained by David Pipe and ridden by Tom Scudamore. Scudamore rides this track at Lingfield really, really well. The ground conditions at Lingfield are a lot better than they've been recently. They're good to soft, and that's going to suit this chestnut gelding down to the ground. It's got the cheek pieces on for the first time, and it's going to love the step up in trip to 2 mile 7. Pipe is trained it over 2 mile 3, 2 miles and a half, 2 and mile 3. Scudamore rode it twice. It's been on a sighting mission last time out, 18 to 1, 4th of 14. You know, I think this horse has got an handicap mark 110, and I think that's proverbially, potentially thrown in over a distance, stepping up in trip over a distance 3 furlongs, 4 furlongs further, inbred with its in harmony with its breeding, and I like it a lot. Number 1, it's called Jet Smart. Each way, not sure what price we're talking, but it should be an each way price, around about 5, 6 to 1, looks like that. And I can't see it being out of the 3, but I can see it winning, no doubt about that. Been running very, very interesting races, 4th of 14, 4th of 5, and 5th of 12. And now steps into a grade 0 to 110 that it's very able to win off. Gets in bang off top weight off for 110. Cheek pieces on first time. I'll do me and that'll do you. It's Jet Smart, and it's in the number 1 horse in the 410 at Lingfield Park. Which leaves one more horse to give you for the final bet of the month. The final free bet of the month runs at Southwell, and it runs on Tuesday night. It's the final free bet of the month, and what a month we've had, stacked with winners, all sorts of fancy prices. I won't read them through because it's like a dulce roll of winners. It is like a toilet roll full of winners. It's like that little corgi dog, wasn't it? No, little dog Labrador, white Labrador, wasn't it? Lovely little thing, running around the house with a toilet roll. Well, that's what's on them, our winners, my winners, your winners if you've been following me, and long may it continue. So it's the final bet of this month, then I'm moving into February, but of course the one and only, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sleeting Snowball winners. I've been piling them in from all angles, and I aim to finish the month up in style on that line as well, with some amazing bets, including the Irish bet, which I think will absolutely bolt up at a big price, gamble, and that straight win at Newcastle on a horse. It looks all over a winner to me. It's got winner stamped on his mane. It's got a steering wheel on its mane, I think, this one. I think the jockey's just got to steer it and jump it, and I think it'll win. And then 2 others at POSSE and at Southwell on horses which are really the dot on the cards. It absolutely smells of winners tomorrow. It's an aroma coming through the PC of winners. And I think we've got a wonderful, wonderful chance. I really do. Sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. I think they're there tomorrow, and I'm going for it big time. So if you want them 4 for a tenner, just pay the tenner bank to bank on the address below and the account below, and then it's petersracingtips@gmail.com, and you'll get the bet sent straight back to you post haste. All right, so I'm going to leave you with 1 horse to finish the month off with a winner. Let's all pray to the gods of teletext. Do you remember that teletext? Pray to the gods of teletext. We used to wait for the results to come through. I remember on the radio, 6:45 at night, you get the racing results. Times have changed, eh? For the better or worse? Who knows? I think a bit of both. 6:30 at Southwell. Right, final bet. Now then, this one's the one. Number 4, it's called Papa Stour, trained by Stuart Williams, he of the Dark Shades, and ridden by Jason Hart. Jason Hart takes this mount for the first time. Stuart Williams takes the horse, the gelding, to Southwell, and I think he's got an absolutely amazing chance of winning off a mark of 83. The horse ran really well last time up when Danny Muscott rode it at Kempton on the 7th of January after a couple of months off, and showed to me that day it was returning to form. It's been dropped £2, and in a race which is 0 to 90 as a stamp of a winner all over it. It raced in a 0 to 95 last time out, and Papa Stour has got himself a real first-class chance, and it's a master bit of placing by a master trainer, Stuart Williams. They like to have a punt this yard as well, and I think they could be going for it, no doubt about it. Should be a 10 to 1 chance, this. Looks a 10 to 1 chance. Number 4, it's called Papa Stour, and that's it. Papa don't preach. Well, Papa has preached here. Let's do it. Let's do it. All hold hands together and get these winners what we need so badly, and let's absolutely go get them. So, you know what to do. You know what to do. Go get them, Floyd.